Cześć, mam na imię Andy. Niedawno zacząłem uczyć się ukraińskiego. Odkryłem, że ukraińskiego jest dość podobny do ruskiego. Ukraińskiego jest dość podobny do polskiego. Martwię się wymierzam wszystkie słowa razem, ale mam plan. Mam plan nauczyć się ukraińskiego, ruskiego i polskiego, ale nie wiem, może rozmawiać języki. So I'm trying to say that I have a plan to learn the three languages by side of each other, besides each other. So let me just say a few more bits in Polish. W tym filmie mam przykładów. Mam przykładów wyrazów i słów. Więc proszę zostań i obserwuj ten film. Dziękuję. Spasiba. So please stay tuned for this film, and I'll be giving you some examples of how the three languages are so similar. So I feel like I need a plan with this language, and the reason I need a plan is because I've previously learned some Polish, I've previously learned some Russian, and I've also learned some Croatian for a few months, but I've not really used that at all. So that's really gone way to the back of my mind. So I don't want to lose the Polish and Russian because I find those languages useful in the shop where I work. And that's the whole point of me learning languages in the first place, is because I find them useful to speak to customers where I work or people in my environment, like in shops or neighbours, that kind of thing. So my plan is that I need to look at how I'm going to maintain the Russian and Polish at the same time as learning Ukrainian. And I think it can either work one way or another. It could either be that I'm going to be finding that Ukrainian is going to help me actually learn more Polish and more Russian, or it could be that I'm going to be so overwhelmed that I'm going to find it ineffective. So I'm going to try it anyway and see what happens. And my plan is, so one of the first steps I've made is that I've made a spreadsheet. And in the spreadsheet, I've created tabs for different languages. And what I'm doing is, when I'm learning a new phrase, I'll put that phrase into the spreadsheet, unless I can really feel confident that I actually remember the phrase and I know the phrase. Here's my spreadsheet, and I've got it open on the Ukrainian tab. These are phrases that I've been trying to learn. So they're all quite basic phrases. Some of them I've taken from Pimsleur, and some of them I've taken from Duolingo. So the bottom phrase here, się duża ciekawa gra, się duża ciekawa gra, which means it's an important game. So I took this from Duolingo, and in Russian, I thought I knew how to say this in Russian, so it would be "Это важная игра." "Это важная игра." I'm sure that's right, or something like that. So I went to Google Translate, and Google Translate actually gave a completely wrong translation. So here's the Ukrainian.
Це дуже цікава гра.
Це дуже цікава гра. And in Russian,
Это очень интересная игра.
Это очень интересно. So the интересная is actually interesting. So it's translated this important game into it's an interesting game in Russian. I don't know if that is completely correct, but I would have thought важная would be better, which is important in Russian. So you have to be a bit careful with Google Translate. So I'm coming across some phrases that I need to learn in the three languages, and I'm coming across some phrases that I already know in Polish, but I don't know in Ukrainian and Russian. And I'm coming across quite a number of phrases that I already know in both Polish and Russian. So it's working out quite well so far. And I'm finding that the kind of similarities between the languages are actually helping me to understand Ukrainian quite well from the beginning. So let me give you some examples of I like this comparison of using I like between Russian, Ukrainian and Polish because generally in Russian and Ukrainian you would say "Мне нравится" for I like in Russian and "Mені подобається" in Ukrainian. And in Polish you could actually say "Podoba mi" rather than "lubię" because it has the same kind of meaning, but "lubię" is used much more frequently, and in Russian, "Мне нравится" would be used more frequently. So you could say "lubię" in Russian, but it tends to mean I love rather than I like. And likewise in Polish, you could say kocham, which means I love rather than I like. The other plan I want to do is to be able to record how I can maintain my Polish and Russian. So I'm going to have a record of making sure that I do some work on both of those languages at some stage every week. So I'm not going to do it necessarily every day, like I'm going to do with Ukrainian, because that's the language I'm learning at the moment. But I'm going to try to maintain some Russian and some Polish at least one day a week. So I've already got Duolingo with Polish, so I've reached not bad level 1 Polish. So I'll just keep doing that as my maintenance thing. And the Russian, I think I'm going to try and start watching some films in Russian, because I do tend to watch a lot of films in Polish on Netflix, and I haven't really watched anything in Russian, so I'm going to try that. Hopefully that won't interfere with my Ukrainian. It might do. I don't know how that's going to work out. Also, I've got Pimsleur now installed on my PCs, and I've subscribed to the whole Pimsleur package. And with Russian, it goes up to level 5. So previously I've done level 1, 2, and 3. So I'm going to start on level 4 of Russian, and I've completed level 1 Ukrainian, and I've completed level 1 Polish. So those are in my mind somewhere, and I'll go back and listen to those lessons sometimes as well. So I'm going to be doing spreadsheet, keeping a diary of how I'm going to maintain those other languages, and do a bit of Pimsleur and Netflix. So hopefully I'll be able to make a video where I can speak the 3 languages one after the other without having a gap between. That's my aim. That's my aim, is to be able to switch from one to another. I don't know how successful that's going to be, because I've not actually spoken Ukrainian with anybody yet. I've only just made one video so far. So please watch this space. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, I'd love it if you could. And if you're learning Ukrainian, please let me know how you're getting on and what resources you're using. I'm making another video soon about Ukrainian resources. So please watch this space, and